The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan, live from the ACC Men's Basketball Tournament in Washington, D.C., Capital One Arena. I'm Tim Donnelly, Dennis Cox here with me, Graham Hill back in the studio in the Triangle, keeping us up and running. The Panthers didn't obey my request.
Oh, they didn't?
I did ask them to keep big news to the side until we get back to the Triangle. I thought, it would be cool of them to let the basketball take center stage for a while, and the hockey take center stage for a while. But
you would think
they made a pretty big move today.
Okay.
Jeremy Fowler of ESPN was the first I saw on it. Source pass rusher DJ Wonnum plans to sign with the Panthers on a 2-year deal. 8 sacks in 15 games last year with the Minnesota Vikings. The reason why I think this is interesting is something the Panthers did and continue to do is kind of take, I don't want to say discounts, but tier down in spending on defense, which allows them to tier up in spending on offense. You tier down from a Dante Jackson to a Dane Jackson at corner, right? You tier down from DJ Burns to DJ Wonnum. Ironically, they keep the name similar.
Yeah.
They go from Dante Jackson to Dane Jackson at corner. They go from a DJ to another DJ. Oh, no, I'm thinking DJ Burns. What am I doing?
Yeah, what are you?
I'm mixing up my Burnses, which I knew was going to happen because we're here at the ACC tournament. Brian Burns is who's being replaced.
Well, they have DJ Johnson, who they drafted last year, so they have DJ opposite of DJ. So really, I know exactly on the line that you're on, by the way.
There's too many DJs. Let's just get that out of the way. There's DJ Johnson. There's now DJ Wonnum. There's DJ Burns. There's DJ Horn. There's Dennis Parker Jr., which could be a DJ.
Might as well be.
There's too many Burns. There's DJ Burns. There's Brian Burns, who's no longer a Panther, and obviously Burns for the Carolina Hurricanes. We need diversified names in the area is much easier for broadcasters.
By the way, Sheena Quick reporting first that 2-year, $12.5 million deal for DJ Wonnum.
So here's the thing: 8 sacks last year for Wonnum with the Minnesota Vikings. If you get that from him this year with that contract, that is a significantly more bang for your buck than you would get from Brian Burns on a $30 million deal.
Yes.
Then what else you do with that money, right? What did
2 years, $12.5 million.
2 years, 12.5, according to Sheena Quick. Thank you for the reporting. What do you do with that other $24 million? And did you already spend it on your interior offensive lineman?
Yeah.
Like if Robert Hunt's getting $20 million a year. If you get 8 sacks from Wonnum and you get solid interior pass and run blocking from Hunt, that could be how you see the money that you didn't spend on Burns on the field.
And also the Ashawn Robinson, the interior defensive lineman as well. So, okay, you've added 2 pieces on defensive line. Now, here's the thing when it comes to Wonnum. He was lined up opposite of Danielle Hunter, who was one of the leading sack getters in the entire NFL last season. So he was playing opposite of that. So who's going to be opposite of that as E1 with a bunch of other characters on YouTube, on our YouTube live comments points out, who's going to replace Justin Houston?
Who was
supposed to be the guy opposite of Brian Burns.
Which is funny until you realize, that's actually a question.
It's a legit question.
You do, and then replacing Justin Houston is the funny part because he never really made an impact.
No.
But who is the other edge rusher is a legitimate question. DJ Johnson?
I didn't see anything from him last year that gives me any sort of hope of that.
Gross Matos is on the Niners now. Obviously, Brian Burns is gone.
Marquise Haynes is gone too, I believe, or he's going to be a free agent.
Here's the question I have: do you use one of those second-round picks on an edge rusher?
If there's one that's good there, yeah. Why wouldn't you?
There's a bunch of different ways. You have the 33rd pick and the 39th pick, which gives you options. I think one of them should be a wide receiver.
Yes.
But if you come to 33 and you don't choose to trade out, that 33rd pick is traditionally one of the most traded picks in the entire draft year over year because it's the first pick of the second round. So everybody that likes somebody who fell from the first has an entire night to try to trade for it. And those deals just happen more often. If the Panthers decide to trade it, I would love that. If they decide not to trade it, then I think you have to do the math, right? If there's 3-4 wide receivers you like, you can afford to take an edge rusher there. You can afford to take an offensive lineman there. You can afford to take a few other things, a tight end. Who knows? Although probably not a tight end, but I threw it out there, so I won't take it back.
Why not?
If there's one wide receiver you like there, I think you take the wide receiver and you wait to see what falls to 39. But DJ Wonnum he's a legit starter in the NFL.
Yeah.
Do you know what else this entire offseason feels like for Evero, the defensive coordinator?
What's that?
Have you ever seen? I don't even know which one it is. My brother's into the cooking shows.
Okay.
You know the one where they give you the crazy ingredients?
Sure.
Where it's like, this time you have to make a tiramisu, but you need to include like this can of Spam and this mint Werther's Original that was in my grandmother's house, and you have to go, and then you have to work quick and you have to figure it out, and you got to make it happen. I feel like Evero's getting that a little bit, right? It's like you had a solid defense last year. Now you have to do it with removing Brian Burns and putting in Wonnum, removing this and putting in that. No more Von Bell, who you're still going to be paying $6 million a year for the upcoming year, even though he's not playing for you. Replace him with, who knows? You haven't really made a move at safety. Like there's now it's not just make your best tiramisu. Mm-hmm. It's make your best tiramisu, and we're giving you a hodgepodge of ingredients, and we're still going to want it to taste good because the defense – it's going to have to – I mean, the offense, for all they're investing in it, is still going to be a work in progress. Mm-hmm. I think it'll be greatly improved from a season ago, but Evero is going to be looked at to be, a bit of a magic man as far as what he's making out of that defensive side of the ball for the Carolina Panthers. Wonnum might be – I'm trying to stick with the groceries kind of an analogy. He's like a mid cut of meat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you're not getting the tomahawk steak for $100, but you're also not getting like, a hot dog. You're not getting bologna.
Yeah.
Right. You're getting like a solid, you can do something with it. But if the president's coming over, or if the Dalai Lama's come, I don't know what. Someone you want to impress is coming over. I'm not sure you're breaking it out.
I don't know if you've noticed this, but for all the the signings that we've seen, at least on the defensive side of the ball, they've been like 2 and 3 year deals.
2 and 3 year deals for $6 million a year.
So I'm wondering if it's because they focus so much resources now, it seems like this offseason on offense, that maybe over the next 2 years they're going to figure out like, okay, do you fit? No, okay, that's fine. Your contract's up. Moving on. Or like, all right, you do fit us. We'll extend you, and we're going to keep adding through the draft the guys that we really want to build. Because again, I think it's 2026. Is the year that really we should expect to see the biggest jump from this team, because it's going to take more than just this offseason to rebuild. It seems like they're getting like some stopgap, but let's figure out if you actually do fit.
It's also and this kind of traditionally happens when you have those 2 and 3 year deals. It could mean you're intending either in this draft, but probably the next draft, to choose defensive players.
Exactly.
And then there's that little bit of overlap where you don't have to, start a rookie right away, or you don't have to make them a main contributor right away. But as they become, more entrenched, and as you become more comfortable giving them bigger roles, that's when these other deals are expiring, and you get to give them the old, we appreciate everything you've done for us and mentoring this rookie, but this rookie just took your job. So see you later. So maybe we'll see a hefty defensive draft. Again, I wouldn't expect it this year, but next year. If there's one thing we've learned about the Panthers this year, they're building that offense up.
Oh, yeah.
That this offseason's priority is offense. And I don't think that's going to change at draft time.
Ironically, Matt Rule's first year drafted all defensive players. 2020. Every single player was a defensive.
See, I wasn't here for the Matt. I wasn't on air for the Matt Rule era.
At the end of the day,
I'll give you in 30 seconds or less what I think was Matt Rule's biggest problem. I think he heard people too much.
Yeah.
I think he heard the noise. So coming in as an offensive guy, coming in as hey, I worked with PJ Walker. I'm an offensive guy. I turn around college offenses. I'm bringing a college offense. I think he was like, I'm going to show everybody that says I'm just an offensive guy. I think he heard the noise a little too loudly. Dave Canales seems to not hear the noise. He goes on Twitter. We know he's active on Twitter.
Mhm.
I'm not sure if he's actually reading Twitter or if he's just going on there to post inspirational quotes. One or the other.